Coming up with ideas can be really hard, but getting those ideas down into something as a reference resource is the most accessible step in the creation process. Basically, you don't need hours of practice to come up with an idea and write it out on a piece of paper. If you're trying to make a character, the biggest thing you can do is literally just write stuff down. There's nothing more painful to your creative process than to come up with that ideas and just forget them out of your brain. Hi, this is Lucky's Kiosk, where I use my game design major to talk about design concepts. That's interesting to you, maybe subscribe. And apparently, when someone says the word subscribe, the button lights up and does a neat little rave. You wanna see if it worked? And while you're down there, if you wanna click that button, it also does something very cool. Back to character design, ideas can actually be the most valuable in the overall design process. Realistically, with enough practice, anyone can draw an idea that's already created, but I don't want to get into that wheelhouse any deeper though, because it is a very slippery slope. The main question though is, what makes good character design? Well, it's the ease of identification. Sometimes it's a feature, an article of clothing, a symbol, a color scheme, a voice, or even a personality trait. Silhouette is in that, of course, too, but I touched on that in a different video, and if you're enjoying this one, you should go check that one out too. Usually, when it comes to good characters, all of these ideas are implemented at the same time, and it creates an iconic, memorable character that anyone can identify, and it makes people feel a certain way. All of these concepts are weighed differently, obviously, and it varies per character. If you look at Tracer from Overwatch, you're gonna think of maybe her voice.
Nailed it!
But if you think of Markiplier, you could think of many different things. His smooth voice, his luscious hair, his cocky character that he plays, or something else entirely. A good way to begin building an idea is actually to just build the simplest pieces first. What race is your character? And what gender, what personality type? It seems kinda lame and obvious, but these can really help with building blocks because these basic thoughts can really narrow down what your brain wants to focus on. It's a lot easier to figure out things like clothing types and hairstyles when you know how your character is gonna show off those details. An outgoing character may prefer revealing or thinner clothing to allow a more free range of movement to add logic to that character's bigger exaggerated movements, while a reserved, shy character may prefer more fabric and cover-up to keep eyes off their skin and hide themselves. This would give more reason to smaller movements that said character would do. Colors can often not be finished until the end of the creation process. A common mistake people can make is trying to follow their clothing colors to create a personality type when that is completely backwards from what you should want to do. The colors of your character's clothes should follow the personality type that your hair and body type convey. The main goal is, of course, to make the design make sense. It can be good to follow a classic stereotype, like gingers having more energy or a more appealing body. A good way to think about it is like this. If you're getting up in the morning, you're not gonna choose out clothes or colors before you decide whether that's good for your person. You're gonna decide based on what your person looks like. So your hair color, your skin tone, your eyes. Then you choose whether or not you want to wear a certain jacket or a t-shirt, pair of pants. It's usually, and it's good to follow the order that you would dress yourself in the morning. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but I hope you learned something out of this. And if you did, leave a like. And subscribe if you haven't already. I'm just trying to make a goal of making videos like this every month. If you want to help me, you can maybe give me an idea of what to talk about next. I think this is really fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. Now, I'm out of stuff to say, so I will talk to you guys later.
Time staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. Time staying strong, need to move on to be what I want.